Hello, hello, welcome. It's Romantic Developer Late Night Talks. Today's late night. Today is still February 14th, so in my time zone. So I'm congratulate you with this, with those, with this day, and wishing you that if you have love, you just keep it protected and work toward making even bigger and shiny. If you don't have, I wish you could find one day your true one love, your true one soul, and become whole again. I'm still trying to start everything around me, including my stream. Oh, it's not start, it should be stream. Okay, looks like my account. Okay, I need to switch my account in my Visual Studio because it's different account. Let me switch it to Romantic Developer. Nice. So my chatbot is up and running. My transcription service is up and running. So we are good. We are good. We are good. And my stream is also going on. Nice. So welcome. As usual, let's do very quick review of the latest AI news. I just don't want to skip anything, anything important going on, because I'm not always reading all the news and I'm not living in the internet. So we'll ask again to find us something with happening on after February 14. Let's make not 13 but 14. And we also want to specifically enable search, and it's O3 Mini, which is reasoning model with reasoning. So hopefully it will provide us some reasoning about what we need. And as we know, we try to use also Qwen and Qwen Max from Qwen LLM AI. We try to use DeepSeek, of course. DeepSeek, by the way, not as bad as Qwen. DeepSeek, I like DeepSeek a lot for some questions, but for around that very specific date range and reasoning on the news result, on the internet results, sometimes it struggles and provide me not quite recent news, pretty old news, especially in that prompt. Maybe there are more nice prompts, but I did a prompt very close to human speech. Like I'd ask my assistant if I need to read something and say, hey, can you search the internet, all the news portal, AI portals, etc. What are the really new happened in the past day or in past maybe 36 hours? And I'd say if that news is really old, maybe you can have special section to mention it, but normally we're looking for news published on February 14 and which are not too old. So again, let's see, because it's already here from ChatGPT. So it says that these stories shed light on high-stakes strategic moves, significant funding initiatives, transformative industry application, and yes, and major new partnership, all highly relevant for curious engineers and tech enthusiasts. Okay, OpenAI board has unanimously turned down about 100 billion takeover proposal from consortium led by Elon Musk. The board stressed that such an acquisition would jeopardize OpenAI mission to develop AGI for the benefit of all the humanity. The decision underscores the deepened rivalry between Musk vision and OpenAI commitment to ethical, publicly beneficial AI. So it's one of the interesting battle going on the United States market between Elon Musk and between OpenAI. At the beginning of OpenAI, Elon Musk gave them about, if I'm not mistaken, $100 million for development, so invest into them, but it was like open funded and non how to call it, so it's not closed company, so they not making all of those for money, they do it for science. And of course there are several moves from them, like allowing some paid tires to their ChatGPT, but it's again just to cover some cost, not making a huge money. Instead, they partnership with some companies like Microsoft, who deployed their APIs and everything in their Azure cloud and sell it pretty hugely for companies in United States. And it's beneficial because it's one of the Azure service, which if you build application in Azure cloud, of course, you benefit from it. So, and now they're trying to divide company into two. One will remain like, I couldn't say it's open source, but like open company which try to develop further things, and another branch which will just make money like Microsoft now. And before the division, Elon Musk want to get the company under its own hands, under his own wings. So yeah, and he proposed to buy it for $100 billion, which is impressive, but probably company costs more. If he proposed like, I don't know, $400 billion, probably they'd sell it. But now they said, oh no, it can jeopardize our mission to build AGI which all humanity benefit from. Do you believe with me? I'm not. Musk XAI eyes $10 billion raise, targeting $75 billion evaluation. Elon Musk Venture XAI is currently talks to secure an additional $100 billion in funding. Its potential round could value the company approximately $75 billion. The fresh capital is intended to boost XAI data center capabilities and accelerate the rollout of the next generation AI models, intensifying competition in fast evolving AI space. By the way, Elon Musk Grok from XAI, of course, it's pretty competitive models, but I'm not sure about huge API availability. Let's just search something. So if I'll add new page and XAI Grok API, ChatGPT will search for me. I enabled in that session, in that browser. So yeah, first summary, interesting. So they support, of course, API and function calling, context length, 128 tokens, system prompt capabilities. So compatible with OpenAI and Anthropic SDK. So basically, they use the same library. You can use the same library, just switch keys, base URL to call Grok instead of OpenAI. Access to the documentation using JavaScript or TypeScript, of course. Install XAI SDK, API key, how to use it. Nice smile. Okay. What are the rates of XAI compared to to OpenAI and DeepSeek. Let's ask complex question. So, during public beta, no, pricing, input tokens $2 per 1 million token, $10 per 1 output tokens. GPT-4o basically costs the same. GPT-4o mini, I mean, it's one of the cheapest model ever. By the way, my chatbot is running GPT-4o mini. Let me see if it has that speakers output. Yeah, let me just test it. And O1 model, of course, it's super expensive, but it's not about O3 mini high, which is also much more competitive than O1 and cost, I believe, just the same as GPT-4, or if I'm not mistaken. DeepSeek.
Hi, nice stream, great news.
Okay. Thank you. So I could hear it. You probably could hear in the stream. I could hear on my laptop speaker, so it's fine. Raters. In summary, of course, they not exactly talking the recent news. What about comparison between O3 Mini, Grok, and DeepSeek? Let's see this way. Reasoning problem solving, coding proficiency. Of course, it's surpassing. Advanced reasoning, multimodal understanding, both effectively DeepSeeker 1. Pricing, O3 Mini. 50 cents per million input tokens and about $4 for 50 per million of output tokens. If you look here, it would be again much less than even GPT-4o. It would cost more. So pricing, 50 cents and $5. Let's say that 50 and 5. So it cost like for input tokens. So you see, it's like 5 times more efficient in GPT-4o for input and about twice as efficient for output, and provide results much better than GPT-4o. And if you look at mini, it would be here like 3 times more, and here it would be like 8 times more. But overall, they don't talk about DeepSeek cost here for output tokens, which much bigger, of course. But it making O3 mini, let's see here. So yeah, still so $5 for 1 million, and DeepSeek is about $250, slightly more than $250. So at current scale, DeepSeek API is just about twice cheaper, even less than twice cheaper. But of course, it's freely available. You can deploy DeepSeek on your local machine. But if you will use DeepSeek API from hosted in China resources, you could expect some downgrade in not in performance, in availability, because what we see in the recent weeks that API access always compromised because of some huge attacks on those resources probably. So of course, in that case, if you run business which you're doing not for your own experiments or researches, but you really want to provide customers with fast responses, probably you still will consider a local DeepSeek one or OpenAI or 3 mini model for execution, because it costs just less than twice more. So of course it's uncomparable with O1. So I'd say we have more or less the similar prices. Of course, Grok would be more comparable to previous O1, as you see. So previous O1, it's about 1560, and it's about 515. Okay, $20, and it was like $70. Okay, so I believe, yeah, it's closer to O1 rather than O3 mini. And context window, it's total nonsense. It's not 4,000 tokens. Of course not. Let's ask. I mean, it's some LLM stats. I don't know what is that. But let's see. Can you double check O3 mini context window size carefully? Of course, it's not 2,000 tokens, and let's see what it says. Comparing Grok 2 to mini with O3. Why it's O3? Let's try choose add model O3 mini to have proper comparison. So Grok and O3 mini, you see, most case maths is cheaper. Input of, oh really, Grok unknown organization, and input tokens, okay, 0. Of course it's not cost that much. Input context length, output context. What's mean input and output context? Maybe response window, not context window, but still looks not valid. Let's see what the ChatGPT find does. Apologies. Upon reviewing the latest information, OpenAI O3 mini model features a substantial context window, about 200,000 tokens, and output combined with maximum 100 tokens for output alone. Microsoft Edge community, which I believe more true than that thing. Oh, hey, LLM stats, where are you taking this info? Okay, they took O3 mini from June 2024. Oh, it's cut off date. It's not when they added it. Because prices looks good. Oh, really? LM stats not good. I will not spend my time to. And it's recent news and difference with GPT for OR, and context length for OR supports O3 mini accepts 200k tokens with up 100,000 tokens output. Of course, exceeding. Yeah, of course. Let's return to our news. So, of course, Grok has API, of course, but as we see that O3 mini is still better in multiple ways. AI set to transform wealth management, Microsoft executives say. Sure, and not only wealth management, but all. So, of course, financial advisory services with all the recent news, with all the recent knowledge, of course, with some proper learning prompts and everything, of course, could reshape that service that business as well as many other businesses, like legal for sure, medical for sure, and so on. Google to deploy AI age estimation to protect young users. Designing to estimate whether users are under 18 across its platforms, including YouTube, to enforce age-appropriate content restrictions. Nice. Inline safety for minors and represent a significant step in using AI to manage digital content responsibility. So the only problem when it will misinterpret its results, and let's say if you sometimes show some kids movie for your kids from your account, I hope it will not, and it will not decide that you are a kid as well. OpenAI and Guardian Media Group forge content partnership. OpenAI and some group have launched a content partnership that will embed Guardian journalism directly into ChatGPT. So ChatGPT will now offer extended summaries of Guardian articles along with direct links for further reading. So basically, yeah, it of course, if we have some reliable news, but I don't think Guardian is very reliable news, any integration is good. Anyway, I believe it's a good news overall, because the less OpenAI could imagine and the more information it could get from some news sources, the better. And to do really deep research, we still have deep research button, which could learn not only one source of news, but multiple source news. Let's see what DeepSeek answered us. Elon Musk bid for OpenAI Spark strategic realignment, which is already declined. Anthropic hybrid Claude model adaptive reasoning engine. So it's not released yet, but it would be probably very nice model. OpenAI model spec update. I believe it's not like stricter rules for AI behavior. It's more visible rules, but they make it less strict in the last days and weeks, because now I could see that slightly less some flex content. It's allow me more freedom in content creation, which previously was considered like maybe not good or something. So I believe that model spec just shown how the model reasoning what content is good, what's not. Humanoid robot deployed in US for industrial and healthcare roles, really. So new medicine will be provided you by robots. These robots handle tasks like inventory management and patient assistance, raising debates about workforce displacement versus productivity gains. Of course, in the future, many jobs would be replaced by robots, and we still need to find place for all other humanity, which probably we need to find place for 98% of humanity in the future. And it's question of years, of very close years to us. Mistral AI, LetChat upgrades enterprise-focused chatbot. LetChat now offers 1,000 word a second response speed, which is cool. OCR for complex file and GDPR compliant. Really, it outperforms ChatGPT in speed and document parsing, positioning itself a privacy-focused alternative for EU markets. Good, because of course EU need some special AI tools, because they have so many rules. So that should be been included in the learning of these chatbots, and they will cost much more, most probably. And once European Parliament decide another restriction, it should be incorporated into the chatbot very quickly. So I believe LetChat bot decided to go on that market because they like sell something to people who like restrictiveness. Google Gemini AI enhanced conversational recall. integrates advanced recall capabilities, enable context-aware conversation by reference prior interaction. This breakthrough in NLP uses deep learning to personalize response for applications like customer service and virtual assistants. Architecture for dynamic multi-domain task. You know, it sounds very cool unless it's something very simple. AI dispatch, daily trends. Do we have any accept? So, Google Gemini AI. Hipster alerts. 41 subscribers. Redefining conversational AI. You know, it's very similar to memory, but you just have bigger memory and put it in like argumented reality, or how it's called. So basically, you create a database with all your previous conversation, and when you create new conversation, whenever people talk something, it search as in vector database. If you ever talk about something similar, you just include it into the context. Call it revolutionary. I'm not sure, unless I see more deep documents with yeah, safety, innovation, and upskilling. The Middle East Engineering Summit showcased AI-driven safety systems like helmet detection in hazardous zones. Experts emphasize AI role in argumenting, not replacing engineers, urging professionals to adopt tools like AutoCAD AI and Rhine AI. They are pioneering urban planning with their integrated projects like flying taxis. You see, even they called about safety. It's not safety of AI. It's basically safety which could AI deliver to the humans, and they looking into co-piloting engineers, not replacing them. I like that, and I like the direction where it's moving. Further highlights: 3D LLM Visualization Tool, interactive cool, demystifies LLM internals, visual metrics, operators, and lane interactions. AI, February. Okay, maybe it's possible. It's interesting how they visualize. It's a huge amount of data. How it's possible to visualize. Reinforcement learning resistance. Okay. Baidu Ernie DeepSeek competing with global rivals. Baidu Chatbot emphasizes real-time data synthesis and hybrid retrieval system. So once they make it open source, it would be quite interesting. So okay, I believe that would be it. I promise that we probably start looking into some coding soon, but yeah, today I just don't have a good time window for those. Today we have several celebrations at once in our family. So it's not only Valentine's Day, which we already kind of celebrated. It's another reason for gathering all of us. And today we have very late gathering because of several consequences. So I just want to be the person who my family wait for, because most of them are ready now. I'll maybe tomorrow, a day after tomorrow. So I should have much bigger free window, and I'll continue implementing my web-based AI agentic solution to work around supporting video creators who create videos or doing the streams with all the tools, with all the open source tools we already built, but moving them into the cloud and simplifying access for usual people to those tools. You can find more information about it in my previous stream about the end. You can look in the video chapters in my previous stream. They should be built more or less properly. Let me double check, because I do my previous streams. I never, so I couldn't say I never, but I not always. Oh, really? Let's just refresh my streams. So it was, yeah, my previous stream. And we will look in the chapters. And yeah, we have a lot of discussions. Monetize day reflection, prioritizing human, project challenging AI models, and so project challenges probably. Yeah, it's something we've discussed yesterday, open panel. So it's something I've discussed yesterday. Interesting journey into the work. Okay, yes. About what we'll implement, all the features, and we did short review of the features of our open source application. And I believe here in the chat, for some reason it doesn't want to. Okay, it's loading. I passed the link so you can. Oh, you don't see that. So you see that link here. I inserted the link to the GitHub code repository, which showcase all the functionality we did and which you can try on your own machine, including all the tools I'm using right now, like local whisper execution, my chatbot, and that chatbot right now will, once I finish the stream, it will understand that while it tries to get the active chat messages and say receive message stream not active anymore, and it say okay, then I will fully process it, and while it fully processes, it will download the latest stream, put it into some folder, and then let me prepare that folder for you. So you see it's my code base. It will create folder videos, and it will put into some folder in the videos folder, like my previous stream 214. Yeah, right now 215. And it's not only download. Oh, really? Again. So it's not only download that video file and also transform it to some audio with lower quality. It create all the original transcripts, and then it try to improve those transcripts to create much more nicer transcripts with better grammacy, with better with all the error fixing and some unusual word. It's try to reason how we should fix them, so it's create much better transcript after all. Yeah, I don't have preview for unusual files types right here, but you see the textual format of my stream. It's pretty cool. But if you look for SRT, it will not do preview here, but it also looks good. And then it tried to create some new cool prompt for title, try to create some cool keywords, try to create some cool description, and as part of description, it's insert into original description that better chapters, which we have special prompt, and in description we then just integrate it into place where it also propose, including some variable which we replace with the actual chapters list. So it's do it on its own. I sometimes check in if there are some issues, maybe I could fix it, but normally I never. So I could easily just finish the stream right now, and it will do everything. I just need to keep my computer on about 10 minutes while it download, execute all those prompts, and update YouTube video, and that it. Yeah, it's it's thank you. Sometimes it inserted when I keep silent. It's some problem with local whisper, yeah, but which I haven't resolved yet. But I believe it would be with any whisper, even if you execute it on your local machine, it can do something similar to you as for me. At least it's not saying something bad like but thank you, which is also good. By the way, how it hear me about right now? Not so bad like but thank you. It skip all the word which it couldn't understand. F word you, F word you, F word you. Okay, it's understand in that case. You see, it's did pretty good. So again, I don't use that transcript to do stream to make like the stream. I download full stream once again and do better transcription with full files, with full stream right away, because now I send in chunks that audio in chunks, and it's not as cool as transcribing already completed audio. But I use that in Chatbot when it has need to have access to the most recent things happening on the stream, so it gets a chat about last several thousand characters from that live transcript, and it used to have better understanding what's going on and how it should reply the question, especially about the stream and what's going on in the stream. Okay, so I believe that it. We have more than half an hour stream. See you later. Later it would be slightly more technical streams when we need to finish that migration and add new cool features to our web-based sync, and hopefully it would be very smooth deployment to some dev or prod in the cloud. And at the same time, we could freely develop the same similar things on our local environment without any issues. So hopefully we will manage to do all of those. So yeah, I believe that it for today. As at the beginning of the stream, I wish you everything good. I wish you to find or to keep your love. Even today, right now in my time zone already 15th, we still could reflection on the previous day, what I'm doing right now. So guys, see you later. You can use comment section to ask some interesting question, to provide some feedback, or just say hi. I would be happy to hear from you. And that's it. Thank